Hey you guys, so today I'm going to start a new series where I go through different brands and tell you guys my favorite products from the brand. I'm thinking right now, this one is going to be NYX Cosmetics, FYI. I'm thinking I want to do a Wet n Wild one and an e.l.f. one because those are really the brands where I've tried a ton, and then I think I've already done a Makeup Geek one. So this is kind of an extension of my collection favorites, the series that I started forever ago. I'll link that playlist down below. I go through like my collection of bronzers, my collection of blushes, and all of that, and tell you guys my favorites. So now I'm moving on to brands. So NYX is a brand I have loved for so long. They are just one of those good go-to drugstore brands, and they are extending into a lot of actual drugstores. Like I know Fred Meyer has it, Ulta has it, even though Ulta's not a drugstore, but still, it's a pretty easily accessible brand. And what I love about them is they do free shipping over $25, which is really cheap to do free shipping. Most places do at least 30 to sometimes 50 and up. So it's just a really easily accessible brand, and they come out with new products all the freaking time. I have a lot of their classic products. I honestly haven't tried a lot of their brand new stuff, but I definitely plan on doing maybe a NYX haul soon. I'm trying some of their new stuff. I definitely want to try some of their new eyeshadow palettes and stuff. But anyways, these are all just classic go-tos that I will always recommend and just freaking love. So I broke it in to kind of categories. We got face, lips, and eyes essentially. So let's just get right into it. So first product is eyes. I only have a few products to talk about just because they didn't really, when I was super into NYX and buying only NYX, they didn't have a lot of really good eyeshadow palettes, but the eyeshadows that they did have that I love, and I believe they still have, are their Prismatic shadows. I don't use these a lot on my channel, and I have no idea why, because they're really good. They're super buttery and pigmented. They're just really similar to Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadows. So if you're looking for a drugstore alternative for a Makeup Geek foiled shadow, these perform just like them. They're absolutely freaking beautiful. This was the shade Fireball, and then the shade Punk Heart down below. These are really good. You put your finger in them and they feel creamy to the touch. They're absolutely beautiful shadows, and when you get them wet, they foil even harder. They're amazing. And then next, I of course have to talk about my NYX retractable eyeliners. I have used these pretty much since my channel started. This is one of my ride or die eyeliners ever. I have the brown one and the black one, and they're just great eyeliners. I like them because you can smudge them and kind of smudge, you apply it, smudge it out, and then they just stick down and they stay really well. These stay in my waterline for so long. They're only $4 or $5, and these are just if you've been on my channel, you knew these were coming. I feel like you guys are going to be able to guess a lot of the products because a lot of these NYX products are my holy grail ride or dies. So yeah, NYX retractable eyeliner, so freaking bomb. It's bomb. The next is relatively new, and this is the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. This one and the Steely Style Stylus Liner are my favorite liquid liners ever. The Steely Style Stylus Liner is just a felt tip, and this one is a little brush. So just depending on how I want my wing, I'll go between these two, but this is so easy and user-friendly. You could do a thick line, you can do a really thin line, you can really get that flick and that super pointy. I'm not even wearing liner, so I don't know why I keep showing you my eyes as if I'm wearing winged liner, but I'm not. I'm wearing winged eyeshadow. But what was I saying? Oh, you can just get a really precise line, and it's pretty user-friendly, and it is matte and black. It is dark as night and matter than ever. It's so good. So good. So NYX Matte Liquid Liner, holy grail. Totally holy grail. This is kind of eyes, so I'm gonna throw it in here. This is the NYX Control Freak Eyebrow Gel, and this is just a good eyebrow gel. If you just need a good eyebrow gel, it's clear, it hasn't gotten super musty on me, and it just keeps your brows in place without feeling super glued down. It's just a good eyebrow gel, so I definitely recommend this one if you're looking for a clear eyebrow gel. Okay, that is all that I have for eyes, surprisingly, but we have a lot more to talk about. So let's move on to lips really quick. You guys should see these coming. It is the NYX Butter Glosses and the NYX Extreme Shine Lip Creams, which I'm afraid that these are discontinued. These ones are just the butter glosses on crack. They're crazy opaque and shiny, but they're not super sticky. They're just like super nice lip glosses. I mean, especially this nude, it's just such a beautiful nude. It's really, really sexy. So that's exactly like what I use it for when I want to do like pale, juicy nude lips. I go for this one. This is in the shade, I should know this by now because I've talked about it like a million times on my channel. This is in the shade Natural. I really, really hope these aren't discontinued because they are so good. And of course, the Butter Gloss. It's my go-to lip gloss. I don't go to lip gloss a lot, but when I do, it's usually a butter gloss. And I do like the NYX Liquid Suede lipsticks. I do think they're good, but they're just not like a total like holy grail favorite of mine. So I do have a couple of the Liquid Suedes somewhere in here. I just don't gravitate towards them, but they do have an awesome color selection and they are pretty dang good. So if you're looking for a good, comfortable liquid lipstick that's not going to be transfer proof, but is going to be pretty long wearing, the Liquid Suedes are pretty good. And the lip liners. I love all of NYX's lip liners. So these ones are their original, oh no, that's an eyebrow pencil, but it's pretty much the same thing. So these ones are just their original micro pencil. What are they called? No, just the NYX lip liners. I love these. I have like a million in here. Like, I'm not kidding. Let's see how many I have in here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7, 8 of these lip liners in here. I'm not kidding. I love them. Just their classic eyeliner or lip. Why do I keep calling them eyeliners? Just their classic lip liners are great. They just come in a million different colors. They're super affordable and they're just easy lip liners. Oh, I put away the lip liners that I was going to talk about next. So those ones are just their classic ones. And then recently they came out with their new Suede matte lip liners. And these ones are just like the original ones, just a little bit more creamy and more matte. They're just, yeah, that's pretty much it. They're just a little bit more creamy, and these ones, all the colors match the Liquid Suede. So if you have a Liquid Suede and you want a matching lip liner, they came out with them. They're really similar to, like, in my opinion, they're really similar, but these ones are just like slightly creamier. So they're still really, really good though. I personally don't like my lip liners creamy because when I wear a lip liner, it's to make a lipstick stick on top of it, and I really want that like good tacky base. So I don't like creamy lip liner at all. So if you're like me, I think you'll really, really like the NYX lip liners. And then the last type of lip liner that they have are these retractable lip liners. They're in the same packaging as the retractable eyeliners, and these ones are like thick and opaque. They literally feel like an eyeliner. These ones are probably the creamiest out of them, so if you do like a creamy lip liner, I would pick these up. But again, just like the eyeliner pencils, these ones kind of are creamy and you can kind of blend it out, but then they stick down, so they stay really, really well. These probably feel the thickest out of them. I have 2 actually. These probably feel the thickest out of all the lip liners, so I usually only wear them with just a lip gloss on top or maybe a thin lipstick, but if I put on a creamy lipstick, then it kind of feels a little too thick for my liking. But if you can honestly wear these by themselves too. They're really, really bomb and last all freaking day. Okay, and then let's move on to face, because this is where I have like the bulk of my favorite things. So let's talk about some base things. First, I want to toss in this Pro Foundation Mixer in white. If you are a pale princess, this is such an awesome one. I know that, like, I think Makeup Revolution has a white mixer, and I think that I know Manic Panic has one, but if you're looking for one at the drugstore, this is an awesome, awesome alternative. I'm wearing it right now mixed with a Milani foundation, because the Milani foundation, the lightest shade, is still like 8 shades too dark for me. But I just love this because it just lightens your foundation, and that is it. It doesn't change the formula or anything. It's in a nice little squeezy tube. I just freaking love this stuff. It's just a good, like I said, option for you if you want a drugstore mixer. And they have multiple of these. They have ones for like if you need to like adjust your foundation color. So if you maybe have like really, really warm undertones and all your foundations are a little bit too cool, there's like orange and I think red ones you can mix with it, and there's also like a deep dark one. So if you are like a person of color and you can't find foundations to match yourself, then you can get a darker one to mix in with some of your foundations. and stuff. So they're really nice and something for every skin tone. Then next, I love the NYX Color Correcting Liquid Primer in yellow. I love this because it just brightens my skin tone. I do have yellow undertones in my skin, so I think this is just, that's why I love this so much, is because if my face is feeling a little bit red or a little bit just like dull, I'll apply this and it just goes on so nice and just makes my skin look radiant, and it covers up a little bit of the redness that I get on my cheeks and any redness around my face. It just kind of dulls it down a little bit and makes my foundation go on really, really nicely on top of it. I don't wear this a lot because it does make me a little bit oily, so I mostly wear this for short occasions or for times like when I'm filming tutorials and I just want my makeup to look nice. I love this stuff so much. And again, they have a bunch of different colors of this. They have a green one, a lavender one, a peach one, and the yellow one. So I love this stuff so much. And of course, I have to talk about the NYX HD Concealer. I don't even want to think about how many, oh my gosh, I'm dropping, about how many of these I have gone through. I again have used this since my channel started. I use this as concealer and eye primer. I swear to God, this is a dupe for the MAC Paint Pot. They work so freaking well as eyeshadow primers, especially if you want something to like cover your eyelids and create like a matte nude base for eyeshadow. These are so bomb. The only thing is you don't get a ton of product in the tube, so I go through them pretty quick, but honestly they're only like $5 a piece, and I usually try to get them when they're buy one get one half off, so it's still worth it even though I have to go through them pretty quickly, but oh well. And then next I have a couple powders. Now of course you guys know that I love my NYX Set It and Don't Fret It powder. I have raved about that since the beginning of my channel, and I'm not going to talk about it because you guys are probably freaking sick of hearing me talk about the NYX Set It and Don't Fret It. So that obviously goes without saying is a holy grail. But I have a couple other powders that I don't talk about a ton, like the color correcting powder, the loose powder. I use the color correcting HD banana powder. I've been using this a ton in my tutorials. I hit the fuck out of this pan. But I've been using this a ton, and this is totally an amazing under eye setting powder. I'm wearing it today. It's super nice. But the loose powder is really concentrated. I need to buy a new one so bad. Mine is so empty. This is really concentrated. I used to love using this. I used to mix this with my e.l.f. under eye setting powder, and it just made the most beautiful concoction. This is a little bit dark of a yellow. I can't pack this on just by itself on my under eyes because it is too dark for me, but what it does is it does an amazing job of color correcting so well. So what I will do normally is I'll take a little bit of that on like on the very tip of like a brush like this, and then just stamp it right in the hollows of my under eyes, so that way it packs on that like yellow color and color corrects, and then I'll go over it with a lighter powder just to kind of lighten it up, and it just works so well. I keep seeing this at my Ulta and I keep being like, I love that stuff. I need to get another one because this is just one of those products where I don't use it a ton anymore because I am like out of it, but it is so good. I freaking love it. So both of these powders for under eyes are freaking bomb. Okay, only a couple more products. I have to talk about the NYX blush in Taupe. This is kind of a cult classic. If you are a pale princess and if you are a dead girl glam girl, you need this because this is the most cool toned amazing shadow like contour powder. This is the contour powder I'm wearing. I'm actually wearing this on my forehead, on my nose, and like on my cheeks. If you are much darker than me, I don't think you could pull this off. I think it'll look really ashy on you, but if you are my skin tone or lighter, this is an amazing like true hollowing shadowy contour color. It's freaking so good. And then I have to talk about this NYX Ombre blush in the shade Mauve Me. I don't wear this a ton, but I love this one. This is just a beautiful mauve blush, and you can kind of like mix it. There it is. It's so pretty. You can kind of mix it with this kind of lighter shade to make it a little bit more shimmery, but I love this blush because it is a dupe for two of my favorite high-end blushes. Let me show you. So the NARS blush in Sin and the Urban Decay blush in Rapture, both amazing beautiful mauve shades, and then the NYX one in there, how am I doing this? The NYX one in there just matches so well. So if you like these mauve shades of blush, you will love the NYX Ombre Blush in Mauve Me. And then last couple things are a couple palettes. I have to talk about the NYX Strobe of Genius Illuminating Palette. I went through a phase where like this was the only highlight I was using for so long. I just love this because there's so many different shades in here, and there's like even fun shades like this super cool lavender shade and like a crazy kind of yellow shade too. These are just beautiful and so reflective. Hopefully you can see those on my arms right there. They're really nice and reflective. They're really buttery and pigmented, and I just think this is such a good deal. This whole thing I think is 16 bucks, and if you shop at Ulta you can use your $3.50 off of 15, so you can bring this down to like 12 bucks, and I just think it's such a good deal because the pan sizes are pretty generous, especially of like these three colors that honestly you'll probably use the most. Like this shade and this shade are my two favorites. Like this shade is just the most perfect champagne-y highlight ever, and I just think this is so good. They don't have a ton of fallout, they last all day, and they're just really, really good highlights. Okay, and then the very last item is probably one of the oldest things, maybe. This is the NYX Pro Contour Palette, and this is the original palette. I love this because they're all really, really pigmented and buttery, and they now extended it to where they have a ton of different shades, and you can actually pop these out and make this palette better for your skin tone. So I can use pretty much all the shades in here except for these two right here, which are just a little too dark for my skin. I mean, this would be, I guess, a fine highlight for my skin. It's just a pretty subtle highlight, but this one is obviously too dark for me. But you can also use these as just everyday neutral eyeshadows. I've used this for so long. It runs for 25 bucks, which seems a little pricey, but these pans are decently big, and I mean, I've had this for a couple of years and I just really, really love it. I think the colors in here are really good, and again, you can also just buy individuals and mix them and match them into the palette. I just really, really like this thing. I love these matte shades for setting under the eyes. The yellow is a little bit too yellow for me, but if you mix it with this kind of creamy shade, they're just so buttery and pigmented, and I actually did use this shade to lighten up my under eyes. Like, I have a bright ass under eye right now, and it's partly due to this guy. So this is just something that's been in my collection for a really long time, and I just love it so much. So that is all of my favorite NYX products thus far. I know I will discover more, and I'll probably do an update of this down the road, but for right now, those are all the things in my collection that are just ride or dies for me when it comes to NYX. What's up, Benny? Hey, how you doing? Let's see how long he lets me hold him. Not long. So guys, that is all that I have for you guys today, and I do have a tutorial for this look, so if it is up already, I will link it down below. But that is all I have for you guys. Let me know what either Wet n Wild or e.l.f., which ones do you guys want to see next? So leave your votes down below, and please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!